Hello once again. This is your professor in recruitment and selection, Dean Danny Araneta Cabulay, and we are now in video lecture number 4. And we will be talking about the steps in mass recruitment and selection. Well, basically, these are the steps. Calculate the manpower requirement. So who's in charge of this? The HR officer. Then you prepare the job order. Who's in charge of this? The requisitioning department head. Kung sino yung manager na nangangailangan, siya dapat ang mag-fill out ng job order form. Select carefully the recruitment and selection strategies. And this is to be done by the HR manager and his team. Step number 4, prepare the budget for the recruitment and selection process. The HR officer is in charge of this. Number 5, review the job order and the budget. It is the HR manager's job to do that. Number 6, get job order and budget approved by the president or general manager. Number 7, organize the recruitment campaign. It is the HR officer who will handle that. Number 8, review the job description and job specification for each position. It is the HR staff who is in charge of that. Post the recruitment advertisement. It is the HR staff who will be in charge of placing the ad. And finally, collate all applications received. That is the HR staff who will do that. Okay? But it doesn't end there. Okay? Next step, number 11, weed out unqualified applicants. The HR staff will do that. Set appointments for preliminary interview and aptitude or personality test. The HR staff would be assigned to do that. Conduct preliminary test and preliminary interviews. It is the HR officer who will do that. Review the results of the preliminary screening. So the preliminary screening involves the CV scanning, the preliminary interview, and then the series of tests. And then develop the final shortlist. Sino yung mga finalist? Okay? For final interview, it is the HR officer who comes up with that list. And then set appointments for the final interview. This will be done as well by the HR officer. Conduct the final interview. This is done by the HR manager and the requisitioning department head. Review the results of the final interview. The HR officer does that. Conduct background check. The HR officer also does that. Make the job offer and review the contract. The HR officer or the HR manager can do that, okay? And then allow applicant to submit all pre-employment requirements. It is the HR staff who handles that. Now, whenever employers and recruiters omit some steps or do not do the steps or do shortcuts, there is a high probability that problems will arise. What problems may arise? Herewith are potential consequence of such acts of omission and shortcuts. Okay, bibilisan lang natin. Not calculating the manpower requirement. It could result to underhiring or overhiring. Okay? No job order. Recruitment is not official. Wrong recruitment and selection strategy. Mababa lang ang aplikanteng darating. Kasi mali yung strategy. Erroneous budget. Naku, mag-aabono yung mga managers at HR staff. Inefficient recruitment process. Failure to organize recruitment campaign. Poor results, lots of complaints. Not reviewing the job description and job specification. Mismatch with hired applicants kasi mali-mali yung magiging advertisement na lalabas. Delay in posting the recruitment ad. Low turnover of applicants. Konti lang nag-apply kasi walang ads matagal lumabas yung ads. Inappropriate advertisement, low turnout of applicants. Failure to collate and weed out unqualified applicants. This could result in wasted time. You wasted the applicant's time, you wasted also the HR time, HR manager's time, okay? Failure to set appointments for tests and interviews. There will be delays in the selection process. Postponement of the final interviews, there will be delays in the hiring of the right candidate. Failure to conduct a background check, you might be hiring the wrong people. Failure to review the employment contract, there will be misunderstanding on some provisions and chances are the applicant or the new hire will be demoralized and that person may back out. After all the effort, bigla siya nag-back out kasi hindi malinaw yung contract. Okay? Finally, delay in providing the applicant with a checklist of pre-employment requirements. Of course, there will be delay in onboarding. Matagal siya bago siya mag-start kasi hindi pa siya kumpleto sa requirements. And this will affect the productivity of the requisitioning department. Okay? Here is the exercise I want you to answer. It's entitled the Supplemental Budget. Dexter Primo is the HR manager of Teleperformance, one of the top BPOs in the country. He was tasked to recruit 250 new call center agents in the Kamanava area to replace employees in their North Metro Manila offices who are intending to leave in the next 2 to 3 months. His initial budget was only 18,500 pesos for a 4-week recruitment campaign. As of the second week, the expenses already amounted to 34,950 pesos. And Dexter has been making advances from his own pocket, meaning nag-aabono siya. Kasi ang dahilan niya, okay lang yan. Pwede ko naman siya ipa-reimburse later on. Aaprubahan naman yan kasi legitimate expenses. He had enough faith that his expenses would be reimbursed. By the end of the recruitment campaign, the expenses already totaled 59,720 pesos, which was over the planned budget. Sobrang laki, triple. Army Respicio, the finance manager, reprimanded Dexter. Pinagalitan siya ng finance manager. Bakit sobra ka namang gumastos? Ang sabi mo 18,000 lang. Bakit naging 59? So mali-mali yung ginawa mong budget. Okay. So pinagalitan siya for such the bad practice of a poorly preparing an inadequate budget. She is now thinking of disallowing the excessive expenses. Ang plano ni Army is disapprove those expenses that are in excess of the 18,000 just to teach Dexter a lesson. Wow, kawawa naman si Dexter. Ang laki ng inabono, hindi pala mare-reimburse. There is a possibility. Questions. 2 questions, you need to answer 2 questions. First, if you were Army Respicio, the finance manager, what would you do? Will you allow a reimbursement or will you disallow? And what are your reasons? There are no right or wrong answers here. It is up to you to defend your answer. Okay? Second question, what is your impression on Dexter? In your opinion, what kind of manager is he? Ano bang tingin mo sa kanya? Okay? Make sure you place your answers in the comment section at the bottom of video lecture number 4. Okay? Of week 11. Stick around. I'll see you in the final video lecture number 5.